What's up, everybody? It's Mr. 707, and I'm here to do a video about what to do if you get in a car accident driving for Uber or Lyft. I've been involved in 2 car accidents. Both, I wasn't at fault. The first time I got hit by a drunk driver, and in San Francisco, dropping a passenger off to the San Francisco airport. So the first time for me, getting in a car accident driving for Uber was a huge learning experience. From the standpoint of, I didn't know about the ride sharing insurance. I got paint on my hand too, so I'm painting my house. But I got it was a learning experience. I didn't know about the ride sharing endorsement. That is not required, but it's good to have. It's not required, but it's good to have. I definitely recommend paying an extra $40 or $50 a month for however much it costs. So for instance, I got AAA insurance. So when I got hit, even though I wasn't at fault, AAA, they decided they weren't going to extend any coverage. I would have got a rental car, whatever benefits, they would have paid the car off if the other party didn't have insurance. So, so basically I was kind of stuck, and basically they can also, if you're at fault, they can also drop you from their insurance. So you want to have that ride sharing insurance. Is very important. Uber and Lyft does have their own insurance policy. Uber's is called James River. I don't know Lyft because I've never dealt with Lyft. But Uber, basically with Uber, if you're involved in a car accident and you go through James River Insurance because either you didn't have the ride sharing insurance endorsement through whoever you're with, Mercury, Allstate, AAA, they all have those endorsements you can add to your policy if you're going to be ride sharing. I would highly recommend it. But I had to go through James River, which is AAA's insurer, and the Uber policy is $1,000 deductible whether you're at fault or not. So, and you don't pay out of pocket unless there's no value in your car. So, if, for instance, I had a $13,000 loan left on the car. So, when it was all said and done and they paid off the car, I think I had the car was like worth like $15,000, and the loan left on it was $13,000. So when it was all said and done, it's like the $2,000 that I would have got back went towards the deductible. So that's how that worked. So it's like I said, it's good to have that ride sharing insurance because if it's not your fault and you go through AAA, you don't pay anything, of course. B, they can your insurance typically will put you in a rental car until your car is either fixed or you're paid off pretty much. And that's what happened on my second accident. I had got the ride sharing endorsement the second time and my car got fixed. And they put me in a rental car for like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it was. So at least I had transportation to get back and forth to work. I couldn't use it to ride share in it it's a rental car. So, but I do have a regular job, so I had to get back and forth to work. So that, it'll be stressful if you got in a car accident and your car is totaled. You have no transportation. So therefore, I recommend everybody that does ride sharing get the ride sharing endorsement. It costs maybe $40 or $50 more a month, maybe less, but it's definitely worth it because if you drive a lot, something, is eventually going to happen, knock on wood. I don't want, jinx anybody or nothing like that. But if you drive that much, it's a good possibility you can be involved in a car accident. So I can't stress that enough. So just want to go over a few other things that you should be aware of. All right. You want to immediately report the accident to Uber or Lyft. you know, you don't want the passenger to report it before you, because you know, if it's like a minor fender bender and it's your fault, they might slide it under the rug, you know, and just say, hey, you know, you getting in another accident or nothing, something like that, we're gonna terminate your account. But a major accident and you're at fault because either you ran a red light or stop sign, or you cut somebody off or whatever, they will immediately terminate you from the app. If anybody's injured and you're at fault, immediate termination from the app, because you're a liability to them. And their policy covers passengers, I think per passenger, up to $1 million in damages. So they don't want somebody that's a liability have a good chance of them having to pay out that $1 million insurance. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of. You got to drive safe. Drive safer than you normally would when you're with yourself. Be extra cautious. There's no need to speed. People will report you for speeding, even if it's 5 miles over. I've had people report me for going 5 miles over the speed limit. I didn't even realize it, but they, pretty much, they just warn you. So yeah, you just gotta, be aware of that, how to handle these accidents, and you want to have proof that it's not your fault. Also, you don't want to wait for the police report and all that. You want to have some proof. You want to have a witness statement from the passenger. If you can, sometimes the driver of the other party will admit being at fault, and if you can, try to have to where the passenger sees that also, because you don't want him to get down to it in the end and try to change his mind and say it was your fault. I was suspended from the app after I got into the accident, both accidents. It was a temporary suspension until they paid off my car. I had a van that I could have drove that was also registered, but they still wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me activate my account until I got back the police report that proved that I wasn't at fault and that I got hit by a drunk driver. And also the second time I couldn't, and I didn't even go through James River Insurance, which is AAA's insurance, but I still reported it to Uber like you're supposed to. And I couldn't drive. They reactivated my account when I showed them proof that the vehicle was fixed, and I showed the pictures and all that, and then they reactivated my account the same day. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of. Like I said, get the ride sharing insurance. I know Lyft's, I've heard Lyft's deductible is like $2,500 or something ridiculous like that. So if you drive for Lyft, you definitely don't want to get in or you definitely want to have the ride sharing endorsement driving for Lyft, because if you don't and your insurance company doesn't extend coverage and you have to use Lyft, it's a $2,500 deductible, and that's huge. I've never heard of a deductible being that big. So just, that's the main thing I can tell you. Get the proper insurance on your vehicle, and you don't want to be in a situation where your insurance company drops you for not having it and then having an at-fault accident. So yeah, everybody, I'm gonna post some pictures of the both vehicles. The one I was driving, the other party that hit me. I'm gonna also post some pictures of some things that I sent to my insurance company. So just to so they know the level of liability. If I was at fault, if the other party's at fault, I gave them a pretty good description of what happened, how I was hit, where I was hit. You want to be aware of the location you're at, and I think that helped a lot in them not dropping me from AAA. I've been there for years, but they can drop you from their policy for stuff like that if they see fit. So just be careful out there, everybody. It's the holidays. I'm going to start driving back here pretty soon. Some of my best days, believe it or not, Christmas Eve was like my best day last year. But Christmas Day was actually pretty dead. But Christmas Eve was, you know, and yes, I did drive on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day because I was trying to get that big new driver bonus when I started for Lyft. But yeah, holidays are big for Uber and Lyft. They're huge because I think today everybody's trying to fly out, go visit family. Like my mom and my grandmother just went to go visit my cousin. So everybody's flying out today. It's going to be a lot of busyness for the airports. So everybody just drive safe and happy holidays. Mr. 707 out.